to talk about the heroes of today. As you know, I like to do a shout out to either companies, businesses, or governments doing good for the people. And today I have three stories for you. The first one comes from Coca Cola in Japan. Coca Cola in Japan is giving away 1 million free drinks to encourage people to exercise at home. Amid the spread of the virus and the Japanese government declaration state of emergency for 7 Japanese performers, the average person's level of physical activity is likely decreasing. That's where Coca-Cola Japan comes in. They don't want you to become inactive. So they've launched the Refresh Hat Home in-home exercise campaign. Users of Coke On app will have access to weekly exercise videos, and if you exercise enough to count for 1,000 steps, you will be entered into a lottery to receive one of 200,000 tickets per week for a Coca-Cola drink. The exercise looks pretty easy that they shouldn't bother your neighbors downstairs much either. You may be thinking, but Coca-Cola isn't healthy. Yeah, that's what I thought. Luckily, Coca-Cola Japan offers a lineup of non-sugary drinks like sport drinks, green tea, coffee, and water. If you win a free drink, you'll receive a ticket on your mobile phone that you can use for one of 340,000 Coke On eligible vending machines across the country. And even if you don't win, you will still be able to download a cool stamp. The campaign runs from May 10th and will go on for a few weeks. If you're in Japan and are willing to work up a sweat, watching someone demonstrate exercise on a polar bear costume to get on. Now, I think this is cool, but my question is, where is this for America? Where is this for, why is this not global? Okay, Coca-Cola is a global company. So let's move on to our next first thing. Now, this one took place in Singapore. The coronavirus 12,000 students from low-income households to receive Grab food vouchers during the break period. So, Singapore, about 12,000 students from low-income families will receive financial aid for buying meals during the circuit breaker period under the scheme by the 5 community development councils, Grab Singapore, and philanthropist named Dr. Tilhar. Do you guys know him? I don't know him. Under the CDC's Student Meals Scheme, which was launched on Tuesday, April 14th, each eligible student will receive 11 e-vouchers worth $5 each to order and pick up hot meals via the Grab Food app on participating merchants that offer a self-pickup option. According to the media released on Tuesday by the CDC's Grab Singapore and People's Association, the scheme is meant to help primarily the secondary school students living in units under the public rental scheme. The public rental scheme allows eligible family renters to rent certain flats at highly subsidized rates. For a family to be eligible under this scheme, its total household gross income should not exceed 1,500 Singapore dollars per month. The CDC Student Meal Scheme aims to help these families defray the cost by buying meals while their children are at home, based learning during the circuit breaker period. The scheme will also help students avoid queues and limit their time spent outdoors during this period. It also aims to improve the business demanding for heartland food merchants. All right, so that's a nice way for government to help its poor people in need. What is your government doing? Or what is your corporation, like we saw with Coca Cola? What are your famous corporations doing? Like if you are in Korea, what is Samsung doing? If you are in America, what is Walgreens or Kaiser doing? Let's move on to our last story of the day. Now, this one was kind of cool. Hats off Bella's Melon special gift Wellington Hospital staff. Okay, a large number of medical staff in Wellington Hospital are wearing colorful scrub hats made by a hand-working teenager from Kapiti. And this article takes place in the New Zealand newspaper. Mela Belly is 13 years old. So see, even though you're young, you can be involved and be productive. Has already made about 70 hats for doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, and midwives at Wellington Hospital. The Kabete College student brought sewing. The Kabete College students brought a sewing machine 2 days before the lockdown, with savings from her newspaper round money. I have always loved sewing, knitting, and making things. So this is kind of like the boy yesterday that in the Philippines, his parents were going to buy him a bicycle for his birthday yesterday, but he took that money and told mommy no. He bought a pig and they cooked it and they fed all the medical workers in the hospital in his area. So she's doing something similar. Then lockdown happened and she found herself stuck at home looking for things to do. Her mother, Jo, is a midwife who works in the hospital delivering suit. After one shift, she came home from work with her scrubs and hat was in bits. I had no idea how I could help her. A scrub hat is basically a tight hat that they put on their hair. I took the original scrub hat and cut it into pieces so I had templates to work with. Once I had the template, I started hunting around for materials. When I found some substantial material that I liked, I then pinned it together. All right, and she wrote a little note to all of our midwife, nurses, doctors, and anesthesiologists. Please help. Hope this solves your hygiene problems. There's a nice little picture of her here with a big, like one of those whiteboards, and she wrote it. And then there's another picture with all the staff wearing her handmade work, and they're all smiling. So again, young, old, it doesn't matter. You can be productive. What are you doing with your kids now that they're homeschooled? Are you doing something to make your community great again? You have one life to live. Make your community great. Make your society great. Make a change. Don't be content. Leave your thoughts and likes and subscribe below. Well, that will conclude Loyal World News. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Feel free to like, subscribe, or drop a comment below. If you're on the go, listen to my podcast with the link provided in the description. I will see you tomorrow to share more world news.